What's the dumbest rule your school has ever added? My school decided that students were no longer allowed to use the bathroom during class. Try not to go. Not only in emergencies, just completely banned. The principal announced it during a school assembly and acted like he'd solved one of education's greatest mysteries. According to him, too many students were using bathroom passes to wander the halls, meet friends, or skip class. So instead of dealing with those students, he punished all 200 of us. If you needed the bathroom during class, your teacher had to call the office for permission first. Only the office could approve it. And if they said no, too bad. Everyone thought the rule would be gone within a week. It lasted almost an entire semester. The consequences were immediate. Students stopped drinking water. People would chug an entire bottle during lunch because they were terrified of getting thirsty later. The nurse's office became packed every day with kids complaining about headaches and dizziness. Teachers hated the rule too. My chemistry teacher openly admitted it was ridiculous. One day a kid raised his hand and asked to use the restroom. The teacher sighed, picked up the phone, called the office, got put on hold for 6 minutes, and finally hung up. Then he looked at the class and said, "Well, congratulations. We just lost 10% of today's lesson because someone needed basic human bodily functions." The entire class applauded. The office wasn't happy about that. Things got even worse during exam season. Students were sitting through 2-hour tests while trying not to think about anything except bathrooms. One girl in my grade became famous because she started carrying a notebook where she recorded every denied bathroom request she heard about. By the end of the month, she had over 100 entries. She called it the evidence. The principal kept insisting the policy was working. Every week, he'd send emails talking about increased discipline and improved classroom focus. Nobody knew what school he was talking about because it definitely wasn't ours. Then came the assembly. The assembly that ended the entire thing. The school packed every student into the gym for a presentation about responsibility and personal accountability. The principal was the speaker. The irony was incredible. At first, everything seemed normal. He walked on stage, adjusted the microphone, and started talking. 10 minutes in, he seemed fine. 20 minutes in, something changed. He started shifting from one foot to the other. Then he crossed his legs, then uncrossed them, then crossed them again. His speech got noticeably faster. He skipped entire sections of his notes. Every few minutes, he'd glance toward the gym exit. At this point, everyone had noticed. The students in the front rows were whispering. The teachers were trying not to laugh. Even the vice principal looked confused. Then the principal stopped talking in the middle of a sentence. Just completely stopped. He stood there silently for about 3 seconds, handed the microphone to the vice principal, and speed walked off the stage. Not a casual walk, not a professional walk, the kind of walk where every second matters. The entire gym exploded with laughter. The vice principal awkwardly tried to continue the presentation, but nobody was listening anymore. Everyone was too busy talking about what had just happened. The rumor spread through the school in less than an hour. Apparently, before the assembly started, the principal had asked the office to hold all non-emergency restroom requests until after the presentation. Unfortunately for him, he ended up needing one himself. And because he'd insisted that everybody follow the system, he got caught in the exact same approval process he created. The office was busy. He had to wait. Just like everyone else. The next morning, every student woke up to an email from the school. It was only 3 sentences long. Effective immediately, students would once again be allowed to use the restroom during class with teacher permission. The approval system was gone. The restrictions were gone. The rule was dead. There was no explanation, no apology, no acknowledgement that the entire thing had been a disaster. Just a quiet announcement that everything was back to normal. A few days later, one of the office secretaries confirmed the story. The principal really had been trapped by his own rule. After months of students complaining, teacher meetings, parent emails, and endless arguments, nothing had changed. But the moment the rule inconvenienced the person who created it, it disappeared overnight.